right, so this is the Tolifo PT-176S. The model number indicates how many LEDs, 176. The S means single color because this is just a 55, I believe it's 5500K color temperature. So it is 5600K, excuse me. So, so basically this is the 176 LED single color, the daylight temperature. This does include some diffusion filters, at least one that is the 3200K. So this unit I picked up, it's an 11 watt unit as opposed to the PTC-160B, which is the B for bicolor. That has a color temperature adjustment between 3200K and 5600K or 5500K. This unit is just the single temperature at 11 watts. The other unit was a 5 watts, so this unit theoretically should put out a lot more light. That other one, I believe, was 500 lumens, 600 lumens. This one is listed as 1320 lumens. Now, the PT-15B Pro, which was in another video that I reviewed, that one's listed as 1500 lumens. Now, the difference in price between this unit and the PT-15B was not a lot. I want to say it was like $2 or $3. So to go from the 1300 lumens to 1500 lumens, it's not a huge jump, but it might be worth a couple extra bucks. Now let's get into this thing. Here we go. So here are the two diffusion filters that it includes. All right, so we've got a user's guide. Nothing else in the package. So we have the 3200 color temperature diffuser. We've got the packaging, and the other diffuser is already on the unit. So pull that out. So this is kind of a standard where the diffusers just kind of slide in. I've seen a lot of different brands that use that method for the filters. So you might actually be able to find filters with other colors like a blue. I've seen people use a blue or even a green, kind of as like a gel effect for creative photography, some portraiture, things like that. So you can get some different effects with that. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to take that off. So now you can see 176 LEDs. Behind the LEDs, there's actually a hole in that, and that's for temperature abatement because these are passively cooled. And these can get fairly hot. Now, one thing to notice here is it does include the mount. This unit, actually, you know what? There is a packaging here. Ah, there we go. So it does include a cold shoe mount. The cold shoe is nice to be able to mount this directly on top of your camera and use it for interview or you know, something to that effect. So, and you can bounce off a ceiling if you're trying to soften the lighting on the subject, that sort of thing. So these are nice. They're pretty cheap, but you know, it's nice that they throw that in. All right. So as with the PTC 160B, it does feel a little cheap. It's light, but you know what? I mean, for 20 bucks, it's not bad. I mean, you know, even if you break it in 6 months or a year, it's $20. I mean, I know, you know, $20 is $20, but you know, that's dinner. That's a couple of pizzas. So for the usability that you're going to get out of this, I think 20 bucks is well worth it. So as you can see here, now this is an interesting thing. They do include a AC/DC adapter. It's listed as 6.5 volts up to 17 volts. So I'm wondering if you get an adjustable adapter to test the light output of this thing, if you push that up to 12 volts, 15 volts, even 17 volts, theoretically it would support that. I would verify that with the manual to make sure, but you know, they wouldn't tell you 6.5 to 17 volts if it wouldn't support it. So this thing may be just blindingly bright if you put 17 volts into it, but that'll be interesting to test. Now, to test this battery, this is a Sony NPF battery, standard photographic battery. I use Wasabi Power. I'm a big fan. I like their stuff. It's everything that I've bought from them has been really good. So, so that for testing, I'm actually going to use that. There is an LCD display here that gives you your light intensity reading and based on your wheel here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. drop it in there, push it, give it a click. So gives you a little flash. I believe that's the battery charge indicator. So this battery is 99% charged. So to turn it on, you press this button down. So the light immediately comes on at 50% power. So as you can see, I've got pretty good intensity. So I'm going to turn that down just for pointing in your face. So now you can see there's all your LEDs. So I'm going to start turning that up. You can get an idea just how intense this light is. So that is 100%. Oh no, that's only 93%. That's 99%. So if I shine that right in the camera, you are going to be blinded. So this is quite bright. I'm pretty impressed with how bright that is. So I'm going to turn that down 50%. I'm going to grab the diffuser here and drop that in. And I can tell immediately when I drop that in how diffused that light gets, how soft that light gets. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. I don't know if that's translating very well to the display on the screen there, but it's pretty obvious when I drop this diffuser in that the light does get softer. Yeah, I'm not seeing that on the screen, but it does get softer. And then there's the 3200K diffuser here. And I will try that one just to give you an indicator of how it looks. So I'm going to drop that in. So you can immediately see how that definitely turns more orange. Well, maybe you can see that. It's kind of difficult for me to tell on the screen. But yeah, there you can really tell along the edge here where it's not washed out. You can really see that it's more orange. So I'll do a practical demonstration of this here in just a minute. So to remove the light, I always turn the light down. That's just my personal preference. Hold, press and hold. Light disappears from around the edge, so you know it's off. Pop this off. Now, one thing that I did notice about this that is different about this unit as opposed to the PT-160B is that this unit does not take AA batteries. That was one of the things I did like about the PT-160B is that if you're scrambling for power, you're not in a place where you can use an AC adapter, and say your battery, your NPF batteries are dead, you could throw AA batteries in there. If you've got a flash, those typically take AA batteries. This unit unfortunately doesn't take those, so make sure you've got plenty of these charged up. Alright, so for the first practical demonstration, I've just got the box here, and I'm using my regular lights that I normally use for doing these types of videos, which are a standard 100-watt equivalent LED light bulb. I believe they're 13 watts. They could be 15. I'll verify that. But I use those for doing all of my overhead camera stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this light here, which is, as I said, one of my standard DIY shop light fixtures with an LED bulb and a shower curtain diffuser. And I'll do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light, I'm going to put the battery on it, I'm going to add, because I am running diffusion on my existing light, I'm going to turn that light off, and then I'm going to turn up the intensity. So this is my DIY system actually has a dimmer on it, so I'm going to turn that all the way to max, so you can see that's the maximum light intensity that I'm getting out of 100-watt equivalent LED light bulb that is roughly 2.5 to 3 feet above the packaging here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the PT-176S. I'm going to turn it all the way up to 99. I'm going to come around the side, and I'm actually going to turn off the LED light, and then I'm going to turn on or hold the Tolifo light in the same general vicinity so that you can get an idea of the difference in the light intensity. So now you can definitely see at this distance, it is probably about the same, maybe a little brighter, but it is definitely more focused. If I swivel the light, by hand side to side, you can see This light is probably not the kind of light you're going to want to have really close to your subject. Let me remove the diffuser. You can see the difference that makes. So, hit a little bit of a difference, and I'll put the diffuser back in. So, it makes a little bit of a difference, but like I said, if I pull back, say, another foot, it kind of getting in the way, stuff's getting in the way. So, So as you can see on the left, my DIY light was much softer and a little bit more yellow than the PT-176S on the right, which was a little bit washed out, a little bit harsh, and more white actually. So as far as being a drop-in replacement for my existing DIY lights, probably not. But the comparison that I'm doing, I'm trying to do an apples-to-apples comparison. The two lights are just too different for me to do that type of comparison, so I'm going to have to come up with a way to get the PT-176S a little bit more diffuse, maybe pull it back a little bit, because currently my DIY lights are clamped to my overhead camera rig, so I'm going to need to figure out a way to position the LED lights the PT-176 lights, in order to get a better comparison of the two. So if you like this video, click that subscribe button down there at the bottom of the screen. And if you have a light like this or this particular light, leave me a comment in the comments section below and let me know how you're using it. Or if you've moved on to something better, let me know what you got. Let me know what you think. If you're a DIYer like I am, if you have questions about how I set my system up, feel free to ask. I will see if I can give any tips on what I've done. I might be able to help you out. You might be able to help me out. So thanks a lot.